Sir, you have been declared as a raw profile case, huh?
Okay, so hi students, back to studies. And so we already have seen this filters, regular expression and callback, and we also saw various kind of regular expressions. We talked about this website regex101.com, where you can put your regular expression. It will give you the meaning, what have you written, and then if you want to test a string, you can add a string, and then you can see that okay, this is a valid string or not as per the regular expression that you have written. Now, so that is done. Now next part is we'll work on CSV. So we have already talked about XML read and write, JSON read and write. Now third is CSV. Though it is used very less, but we'll still go through the CSV. So first is CSV write. So first we'll try to write a CSV file. Now for writing, instead of random data, what I will do is I will try to write the data which is there in our table. Just like in XML we did that we read data from the database and wrote it inside the XML file. So similarly here also we'll read the data from database and write it inside a CSV file. Now before I start writing the code, let me show you example of a CSV file. So suppose this is a imply.csv. Okay. Now in CSV file, all the values are comma separated. So like Anup 30, Anup at cdev.in, and some imply ID, suppose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Similarly, Assis, and each row will contain data of one person. So Assis 45, Assis at ubi.com, imply ID something, and so on. So in each row, there will be one user like Asu 20, Asu at db.in, imply ID something. Okay. So basically in each row multiple each row represent one user information, and which is separated by comma. Now what we can do is so whenever we get data from database, suppose we are getting one row. Now somehow if we could so that row will be in form of an array, if you remember. Let me write it for you. So dollar connection equal to MySQL I underscore connect. Let me first connect to it. Localhost root test. Then query. So dollar query equal to select from user, and result equal to MySQL I underscore query $com comma query. Okay. Next. So while dollar row equal to MySQL I underscore fetch underscore associative and dollar result. Okay, so now we are here. So we have established a connection. We wrote a query. We ran in the query, and the result is inside this dollar result. And then I'm iterating through a while loop. So in one go, one row will be fetched and assigned to this variable dollar row. So I have got the first row. Now first row, if I somehow, so how does this row look like? Let me see. print underscore r dollar row, and I will put a br for line change so that it looks good. So CSV write localhost CSV write dot php. So you can see in one row all the information related to one user is displayed. Now, somehow, if we could get a function, or we could write a function which could take the values from this and combine them using this comma. So like here, all the information is combined using a, like you can say it's a glue or a comma. So in that way, my first row will be ready. Now we have already seen one function explode. So explode was basically breaking the string based on a special character or whatever character. It's not, it can be anything. So explode was breaking. Similarly, there is a function implode which joins it. So implode is ulta of explode. So explode breaks based on a special based on a character, and implodes adds using that character. So what we can do is implode, and then first thing is glue. Glue means what do you want to what character you want for combining those strings. So for this case I want comma, and then what is the array? So array is row. Okay, now let me print this. So echo implode, and then I will also put a line break. So implode is basically combining or joining the row using this character. So let me see the output. So you can see that all the values have come and they are separated through by a comma. So that is done. But then we also need to combine all these rows. So for that, I will use another array, $array equal to array. And then I will keep adding the rows inside this array. So once I combine this row, after combining, I'm adding it to this array. After that, let us print this. So first thing we did was combining this row with this character. So in that way, I can get the, like each row will be in this format. But again, I need to combine all the row in a, so that I could write in a single file. So for that, first I added it to the array. Now let us see how this array looks like. So this is an array where 0th element is this, first element is this, and so on. Okay. Now, if you see this CSV file, how is each row separated from another row? Through a new line character. Can you see? So if I put a new line character here, so it will go to the next line, next line, next line, and so on. Because all the row, like this is a row, and this is a second row, to between them, what is the difference? A line break. So what we can do is, if somehow we could combine our this array, which is already holding all the rows, like row 1, row 2, and so on. So if somehow I could combine this, then I can get my CSV. So this time I will combine this again. I will use implode. So implode, and this time I'm combining using /n line break. And then what do I combine? Array. So this is my CSV. Okay. So first I combined each value of a row using comma, and then I combined all rows by /n. So second combining was based on the /n new line character, because every row is in a next line. Now finally I want to create a file using that CSV. So file underscore put underscore contents, name of the file. So suppose data.csv, and then whatever content I want to write. So I want to write CSV. So first step was adding combining the row using comma, which is like this. And second was to combine all the rows which are there in this array using a /n, because /n is the new line character, because every row is in next line. So I combined using /n. And after that, I wrote the file content inside inside a file data.csv. Let us run this. Done. So a new file should be created. So you can see that a new file is created, data.csv. And if you see, this is the value. Okay, so this is done. So in this way, I can write a CSV file and read from database and write it into a CSV file. Now, next part is CSV read. So how can I read a CSV file? So CSV read.csv. Now you can see that so we combined the row, the individual values of a row, and then combined individual rows using /n. Now, if we simply reverse this process, so instead of combining, this time we will break it. So instead of implode, we will use explode. So for that, first is $CSV equal to file underscore get underscore contents, and then the name of the file. So suppose I want to read data.csv itself, because we already have a data.csv. And then, so I have read this. So ulta. So last I did file underscore put underscore content. Now I am getting the content. Next step was imploding based on /n. This time I will explode using /n. So explode using /n. Fine. Now I will run a for loop, because this is an array. So $array as suppose $imply. And then in this for loop, I have already broken on the basis of /n. So I have got one row. I can change it to row and change it to one row. And then this time, last time we imploded the row. This time we'll explode the row. So $info equal to explode. So explode on the basis of what? Comma. Last time we combined using comma. And then $row. Now if I want to print any value, now if I want to print an individual value, so I can write info, and since info is an array, implode gives a string, takes a array, but explode takes a string and gives an array. Ulta, everything change. So info, and suppose I want to print all the company name. So first value is 0, second is 1, and third one is 2. So I will use 2, and I will also use a line break so that it looks good. Okay. So everything, whatever we did in CSV, right, just opposite of that. So first we got the content from the file. Next we broke based on the slash and character, means line change. Next was I iterated through this array, and each row I exploded based on comma, or basically I tokenized using this comma. And then since I wanted to print company name, so 0, 1, 2. So a square bracket notation 2. Now let us print this. Since we read.php, so it will print all the name of the companies. Okay, so whatever we did in CSV, right, just opposite in CSV read. So instead of file put contents, get contents for reading the file. Instead of implode, which was combining an array into a string, this time we are exploding, which is basically breaking the string into array. So Damini is asking, is explode similar to implode? Not similar, it is quite opposite. So implode takes an array and combine it inside into a string depending on what the glue has been used. And explode, it takes a string and breaks it into array based on the this character, whatever character we are passing, the delimiter. If you are unable to understand explode, implode, what I can do is I can take another example, explode.php, and I can show you how explode works. So PHP, suppose I take a string $str equal to, hi, my name is unknown. I am a BTO. See that. Suppose this is an array, sorry, this is a string, and I want to break it. So I want to convert it to tokens. Tokens means any small unit of this string. Now, suppose, let me show you. So first, I will try to break it based on some character. Let me tell you what character is, and then we'll go to visualization. Now, suppose I want to break it on dot. So what will be components? So first component before this dot, then second component between these two dot, and the finally will be the third component. Okay. So if I use dot, how many array components will come? 3. So first component will be this, second will be this, and third will be this. Okay. Let us see. So explode.php. Oops, I do not use the explode function itself. Okay, so my mistake, sorry. Now let us print it. So you can see that it broke into 3 based on the dot operator. Now let us break it on the basis of A. Now first A is, can you see where A's are? Okay. Now let us break it on the basis of A. Okay, so first A is taking up to this. So hi my n. So is it fine? Hi my n. Now second is me is Anup I A. Now I think you should know that it is case sensitive. So that's why it did not take capital A. So if you see here, me is Anup I. Then third will be M, because after M again one A is. Finally till PTO I work, and then after that TC tag. So TC tag. So basically this is how I was breaking. Now, if we use exact, what do you mean by exact? So this is how explode works. Okay. Now, how about implode? So Control Z. Let me hide it so that later you can use it for your reference. Suppose I have an array. Array has some value. It's 30. Something. So consider this is an array. Okay, Hussein is asking what if we want to break CSV file more than one special symbol like comma and dot. See, you do not need to break CSV file more than comma and dot, because CSV has only two things. It's a comma separated file. So comma and line character, next line. Now the question should be, if you want to break any string more than one symbol, keep breaking. Use explode again and again. Okay, so now next thing is, so this is an array and I want to implode it. So implode means I want to join this. Now for joining, I require a glue and then the array. So suppose the glue is anything like dollar. So after each character, dollar will appear. So after each character, dollar will appear. Let's see. So you can see Anup dollar is dollar, $30 and dollar working. If I change it to has, so after every word has will appear. So Anup has, is, has. Or I can simply put a space. If I do not want any special character to appear, I can directly put a space. So in that way, it will become a sentence. So Anup is 30 and working. Okay, so this is example of explode and implode, which I used for CSV read and write. There are other CSV functions also, like yeah, one more question is there. No, okay, this is a message. Got it. Fine. So in this way, we can read and write a CSV file using combination of implode and explode. There are functions like fget CSV, fput CSV, but I think I prefer this. But practically, nowadays CSV is like dinosaur, so very less people use it, very less companies use it. So better use XML or JSON. So best thing is JSON, better is XML, and then okay, good is CSV. Fine. So CSV read and write is done. Now next example is I will show you about a good practice of coding. So ins instead I will say it basically it is a secure coding. You can say it. So let me take an example. So we already have a form. Okay, so we already have a form, and let us create a form for username password. So username password. Then Control C, Control V. So placeholder username password. I will put username, and another one is password. So this is my form. Now I also need to create a table, and because I have to check for username and password. So let us go to our database and create a new table. So for that, I will create a table name, suppose account, and only two things. And the two things, one is username and another one is password. So variable character, suppose 30, this also variable character 30. And I will declare it as primary key. Username is primary. Done. I will save it. So you can see I have a table with username and password as two fields, and it doesn't have any field, so I will insert one or two. So like username is admin and password is admin123, and then username is suppose root and password is root123. Okay. So now it has two values, admin123 and root123. Now, what I want to do is that whenever a user inputs username and password into the form and it goes to another page like check login.php, it goes to check login.php, and check login.php will query inside the database for this username and password, and then um, print the value, whether the login is successful or not successful. Now, let us go to check login.php. So in check login.php, I can write database interaction. So I will just copy paste. So here, first I will get the username from the form. So user equal to dollar underscore suppose get, and name of the field is username, and then dollar password equal to dollar underscore get password. So the form is sending data with username and password, and once it is received at check login, I'm using this $user equal to $_get username, $_get password. After that, in the query, I will put where username equal to the value that he has passed. So $user and password equal to again whatever password he has given. So $password. So this is my query. So this is my query. Select asterisk from account where username equal to user and password equal to password. So I'm matching the username and password from each row. And whenever it is successful, I will say that, okay, this is the login is done. Now, all I have to do is to check if number of rows which are matching is more than 0. So MySQL I underscore num underscore rows, number of rows in $result, if it is greater than 0, then echo login successful, else echo login failed. So that's all I am doing, that I am getting the username and password from the form, connecting to the database, and running a query, select asterisk from account where username equal to user and password equal to password. Then I'm running the query, and after that I'm just checking if number of return rows that has been returned is, if it is greater than 0, means at least one username password combination match, and in that case login is successful, or otherwise login failed. Now we will also print the query. So echo $query and one line break. Okay. Now let us see how does this work. So we'll go to form.html. So I have to enter username and password. Now admin and admin123 is a correct set. So let me try first. So admin and admin123 is the correct set. So let me check it. So the query is select asterisk from account where username equal to admin and password equal to admin123. And then login is successful because the admin and admin123 set is correct. That is matching from the username and password table. Now, let me try a wrong username. So admin and admin. Password I have not set type equal to password so that you can view what I am typing inside the password. So username and password. Now I will submit. So account, query is select asterisk from account where username equal to admin and password equal to admin. And since this set admin and admin is not valid, so that's why I did not get any rows. So that's why it is saying me login failed. Just a minute. Okay, so this call was regarding your practical session, lab session. So they will be giving you a demo how you can connect using your VPN to the lab system directly and perform your lab activities there. Or otherwise, if you prefer using your own system, that is also fine. Okay, so you saw that if I give a wrong username and password set, then it will say that login failed. Okay, now next part is I can use admin this has, and I won't write anything inside the password. Okay, now let us submit it. Okay, it is asking for fill out the password. I can put anything, A. Submit. And you can see that the login is successful. Why? Because I wrote a special character hash, and hash means after hash is for commenting in MySQL. So if I write anything after hash, it will be commented. So now the query is select asterisk from account where username equal to admin. So username equal to admin, it's a valid row. So that's why the login was successful, because due to writing hash, everything after this was treated as a comment. So login is successful. So this is case number 1. I will again repeat. So anything after hash is treated as a comment. So that's why my query is only select asterisk from account where username equal to admin. So since this is a valid query on username equal to admin, so that's why the login is successful. Now next set. So next set I will write admin password equal to 0 or 0 equal to 0. Okay, now let me submit it. Login is successful. Why? Let me see the query. So select asterisk from account where username equal to admin and either password equal to 0 or 0 equal to 0. So 0 equal to 0 will always be true. So since this is true and this is a or, so true or even if false is there, so true or false will be true, and true is anyway true. So username equal to admin is anyway valid, true, and password equal to 0 or this total will be true because 0 is always equal to 0. So this is true. So true and true is true. So that's why login is successful. Or in fact, all the rows will be written. So this is example 2. Similarly, instead of 0, I can write it here 1 equal to 1. So 1 equal to 1, 1 will be equal to 1. So in that case also, login will be successful. So this is not because PHP is not secure. It is all because the developer did not put appropriate filters to filter out the input that was given to the form. Okay, so all these special character that someone is writing like this or hash, so these are not allowed. This should not be allowed. So how I can remove these special characters? For that, we'll see one filter. So dollar filtered user equal to filter underscore where, and then I will pass user, comma, filter underscore add slashes. Okay. And similarly, dollar filtered password equal to filter underscore where dollar password, comma, filter underscore add slashes. Okay, so now question is, what is this add slashes? So add slashes, whenever it sees a single quote or double quote, it will add a slash before that. Okay, so let me give an example. So suppose that I have a, so suppose that this is a string. Okay, now in this string, in the outer I wrote double quote, but inside I wrote single quote. Now suppose I want to write double quote here also. Okay, now if I write double quote here also, it will give me an error because this is starting here and this is ending here. So basically PHP will understand that this string started here and ended here. After that there is no concatenation. Now to uh, now to tell PHP that okay, this is not the end of the string, we need to add a slash here. So instead of writing single quote, okay, I'm getting another call which is important. Just a minute.
So you are on mute.
So basically what I was saying is that I have to nullify the effect of this double quote or single quote which user is entering inside his input box. So for that I am adding slash. So you can see here itself, like without slash it is giving me error because the PHP is understanding that this is the end of the string. So after that, if you are writing any other thing, either you should add a concatenation operator, or before this you have to add a slash. In that way, it will be considered as continuation of the string, not the end of the string. So now if I, in the form, if I write admin and 0 or 0 equal to 0 and submit it, in that case, the query is select asterisk from account where username equal to, now username is this total and password equal to this total. So in that case, login will fail. Let me show you with the single quote first, which we had already written. So that we can see how the slashes are being added. But you can see that login has failed. Okay. Oops. I should change the variable name also because now I'm using filtered user. And similarly, password also, I will be using filtered password. So this also we need to change. Because after filtering, we have to use the filtered user and filtered password. Let us see. Okay, so now you can see that how it has added a slash before each quotation that the user has added, not our quotation, but what user has added. So now the query is select asterisk from account where username is admin and password is this total, and this total is not a valid. This total is not a valid password. So this is how in PHP also, if we use proper filters and sanitizers, so we can escape the chances of getting attacked. Now this example that I show you, it is called SQL injection attack. And so using just few lines of code, you can avoid SQL injection attack. Okay, now similarly on the input, we should also use filter underscore sanitize underscore a string, which will remove all the special characters. Okay, so those two things you should remember. One is add slashes and another one is sanitize underscore a string. So that's all for today. If you have any question, let us take it up. Devyani is asking, instead of showing message as login failed or successfully, can we use a pop-up window showing that message? Yes, we can do it. We will have to use JavaScript, and for JavaScript, we use a script and alert. So alert login successful or slash script alert. Same thing I will. And here I will add a quotation for the string. Okay. So in that case, if I, so you can seeing that we are getting a alert, login failed or login successful. Anything else? Any more question? If there is no more question, then I will just magic methods we have already discussed, like underscore underscore construct, underscore call. So that was for function overloading. Okay, again I will go through magic call. Okay, so Rishabh is asking about magic method. So in our example, we are using underscore call magic method, which was for used for function overloading. Now, function overloading, how does it work? So name of the function will be same, only the number of arguments change. So in this magic method $_ call, we are checking what is the name of the function. Okay. Now, after we check the name of the function, we check the number of arguments, because overloading is dependent on number of arguments. So if number of argument is 1, then it is a circle and calculate the area of the circle. If number of arguments is 2, using this switch case. So case 2, in that case, the area is argument 0 into argument 1, because arguments is basically an array of all the arguments that has been passed. Now, when I am calling this function, so for shape, I am calling circle. So object equal to new shape circle. So info is fine, but this time I'm calling a area function. So area 3. Now there is no other area function, so it will go to the magic method. In the magic method, it will check the name of the argument. So is the name area? Yes, the name of the function is area. Then it will go to the switch statement and check what is the count of arguments, how many arguments have been sent. So only one argument has been sent. So in that case, it will match here, case 1. It will go to calculate the area and then tell that echo the area is $area. Now, In another example, another overloading, we saw that I called a function area using two arguments. So again, it will go to the magic method call, check the name area, yeah, it is matching. Then it will check how many arguments are there, count of arguments. So there are two arguments that we are sending. So it came to here, case 2, and then it calculated the area of argument 1 into argument 2. So that was the magic method. Yes. So Rishabh is asking, can we create multiple functions with same name but different count of arguments? Yes, we can call, not create. We can call multiple function with same name but different count of arguments. That's how the function overloading works. So anyway, what I will do is I will call a guy who will join us and then give you the demonstration of who will give you the demonstration of VPN. Just let me make a call. Back to that. So one question is, what is dollar variable symbolizes? So basically it's dollar is used for a reference variable. So if I write only a single dollar, it is like uh, a normal variable, and dollar variable means whatever value of dollar var that um, that it refers to that name. Okay. Uh, Not really. Let us see this. Now, I can give you an example. Anyway, it's useless, but still I will give you an example. We have a test, no? Test.php. Now, let us create a test.php. Now, simply php dollar name equal to anu. Then I will write test it. Then got it. So this is now Aditya is asking how it is possible for constructor, because constructor is called when object is created. We have to call it explicitly. Now for constructor also, we have to follow the same method. So we have to count the number of arguments, and based on that, we'll have to execute the constructor. Just like function overloading, constructor overloading is also done in the same way. Okay, so now over to Pravesh. Pravesh, are you there?